Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the End Zone Enthusiast here. And we are a little bit behind here. We're doing our power rankings. We got really tied up this week, so we weren't able to do our wrap up. But just so you know, we were 5 wins and 9 losses. We got hammered. But tomorrow, we're going to let you guys know how we did and basically what our picks are for week 6 here. But this is the power rankings. We're the End Zone Enthusiasts. Why? Because we are coaster fans who love the NFL. And today's shirt is Montu, which is an amazing inverted coaster at Busch Gardens, Tampa. One of my favorite parks. Gotta love Busch Gardens, Tampa. They got Iron Quasi, they got Montu, they got Cheetah Hunt. Great coaster lineup here. But without further ado, let's get into our power rankings, starting with our honorable mentions. All right. So the honorable mentions, they're not always like number 11 or number 12. They're ones that, we think that they're right outside the top 10 here. So the first one we want to talk about is the Seattle Seahawks, who had a very tough loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, they were 10th last week. All right. So the loss only knocked them right outside. They had nowhere to go but out of the power rankings. But we have them right there as the top spot, ready to move back in there. That was one of the best games I've ever seen. Sam Darnold, I got to say, whatever happened over with Minnesota and really got him right. And him and Baker Mayfield are two reclamation projects that were perfectly, perfectly done. Both of these quarterbacks, Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield, were written off by their original teams. They were gone. They were ready to become career backups if still in the NFL. And they have basically flipped the script. You had Baker Mayfield coming into Tampa. That Rams game really gave him an opportunity with Tampa. He grabbed the opportunity, and now he is entrenched in Tampa. Vice versa, Sam Darnold, he resurrected himself in Minnesota. And the reality is, I don't know why they went with J.J. McCarthy with Minnesota. Minnesota, hot take, not in my top 10 here. So Sam Darnold, though, could be the missing piece because Geno Smith makes a lot of mistakes with Smith and Jigma. Great wide receiving there. The running attack with Walker the third, kicking ass. And, of course, you got that defense. So, Seattle, you're outside of the top 10, but I really have a feeling that you're going to take that division. And their second honorable mention is the New England Patriots, people. They are legit, all right? Last week, they beat the heck out of their opponent, so much so that they vaulted into right on the cups of our top 10. Basically beating Buffalo, that is a signature win for New England. I mean, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And they're only technically one game behind the Buffalo Bills now. It's a two-dog race. Most people thought if it's going to be a two-dog race in the AFC East, it was going to be Buffalo and Miami. Well, Miami is what they are, and the Jets are what they are. So it's a two-dog race, New England and Buffalo. Now, that's a classic one with Josh Allen and Tom Brady. But now, you've got Josh Allen with Drake May. So defense, I don't ever worry about a Mike Vrabel team when it comes to defense. Their biggest problem right now is they got to stop the fumbles. And last week, I don't know if it was because it was Buffalo, but Diggs played his heart out. Hopefully he continues that. He's back from the ACL. And New England, you know what? I can see you popping in to the top 10 very soon. Now, as we always tell you, if people are coming in, that means people got to be going out, all right? And this week, because of, literally, I went 5 correct picks, so many upsets, so many things that went the wrong way. And because of that, you've got 3 teams that are out. And the first one is the LA Chargers. Now, I still can't forgive you for the Giants, but I definitely can't forgive you on losing 2 in a row now. You have a chance to take Kansas City out, all right? You can take that division from Kansas City. I think you're better than Denver, or I thought you were better than Denver. But at this point, if you keep losing games you need to win, like the Giants and then the team last week, Kansas City might have a chance of getting back into this. Nobody wants Kansas City in the playoffs, all right, except for Kansas City fans. We want a changing of the guard. Help us help you. Help us help you, Chargers. Don't Charger this up. Get the ship righted. Who are you playing this week? I'm going to check here real quick. Who are the Chargers playing this week? They're playing Miami. If you lose against Miami, you're never coming back in. All right. So you got to get your ships righted with Miami and crawl back into being the top dog in the West there. Second one is a team that lost by not playing. And a lot of people, their entire division lost. The Baltimore lost, Cleveland lost, Cincinnati lost. So they were ninth last week. They should have stayed where they are or stay where, or moved up a little bit there. But I dropped them out for one reason. I don't think they're that good. I really don't think they're that good. They haven't proven to me over these other 12 teams that they deserve to be in the top 10. Yes, you are probably going to win the AFC North, but you're winning it because Cleveland is dog. Baltimore has injuries, and Cincinnati lost Burrow. So you're going to probably win that division by default, but I really just don't see you as the top 10 team. Prove me wrong. This week you've got, who do they got this week? I love it how I can never find it. You have Cleveland. You got to beat up on Cleveland. If you beat up on Cleveland, I can see you maybe getting an honorable mention. But until you start stringing together more wins, you should have lost against New England. All right, New England gave that game there. So you should pretty much be back under 500 like everybody else. But let's see what you can do this week. And last but not least, Green Bay had you as an honorable mention. You were on a bye week, and I don't think you dropped. Like Pittsburgh, their quality wins kind of got me. I think at this point, you're out because I just don't believe in you. I just don't believe in you. And this week you've got, see, I never find the teams there. Cincinnati. Cincinnati's hurting. You got to right the ship. You looked dominant. You were New Orleans last time, how they were last year. That was you. First two games, you looked Super Bowl. New Orleans last year, Super Bowl. You need to turn this around now because the last two games, you look horrible. Get the ship righted, and you'll be back in. So that gives us our top 10, people. Top 10. And number 10 is the Washington Commanders. Yes, they lost 2 in a row before winning this week, but they were without Jayden Daniels. Jayden Daniels makes this team roll. No offense to Mariota. Mariota is a serviceable backup, but there's something about Jayden Daniels, even without Scary Terry, that just kind of, there's an era of, we got this. Simple as that. We got this. So now that Jayden Daniels is back, I see you guys having a great trajectory up there. And with the Eagles losing, you're only one game behind the Philadelphia Eagles for first place. Hard to believe that last week you guys lost 2 in a row. You guys were 2-2. Everybody was kind of like they're falling apart. The Eagles were 4-0. And in one split second, boom, now you guys are neck and neck. So you deserve to be in the top 10. As long as Jayden Daniels stays healthy, I think that you're going to be a thorn in my Eagles side for the rest of the year. Number 9, the thorn in the Eagles side, the Denver Broncos. The Broncos going into this, we knew their defense was going to be good. But what proved to me and what got them from nothing to number 9 is the fact that they were able to come back offensively and beat the Eagles. The Eagles messed up. They should have ran the ball, but you had whiny baby boy, A.J. Brown, and then I guess Deontay Smith is also being a little whiny butthead too, and kind of made us think pass. When the reality is, pass in the first half, you get a good lead, run with Saquon. And because they didn't run with Saquon, that allowed Bo Nix, and not taking anything by them, they had some great drives. It wasn't like a quick strike or a mess up here. They moved methodically down the field. And a ballsy call. Same Sean Payton, ballsy call. Glad it worked out for you. But going for 2 when you could tie the game, gutsy call. I love gutsy coaches. And it paid off for you because that gave you that 4-point lead where we had to get a touchdown and not just a field goal. So Denver, if you keep playing like this, you should get this division because I thought the Chargers were going to be the ones who take this division. But at this point, I think Denver's the team to beat in the AFC West. Next team is one that fell down a bit and still might fall down more if they continue. Kind of like Green Bay. I had the Rams only up to 4. I had Green Bay up to 3, I think. But you lost to a team that's hobbled, that's basically crippled. You lost to the San Francisco 49ers. You had everything going your way, and you couldn't pull it off. So because of that, it makes me question, are you as good as I thought you were? I mean, I believe you have great wide receivers. Your quarterback is a Hall of Famer. Your defense, man, versus a pain in the butt. However, for some reason against the West, you laid an egg. So I'm dropping you down 4, but I got some questions now. I didn't have questions before. Now I got some questions. The Eagles game, like I said, 2 block kicks. That's very rare, kind of a fluke. So because of that, I kind of give you a pass. But yeah, San Francisco, not really getting a pass on that one. Number 7 is the only team that stayed put, and that is the Jacksonville Jaguars. And they had a huge win. You beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and you did it hard-nosed, really balls to the wall. Lack of a better word there. Trevor Lawrence never looks pretty to me. He always looks like he's about to screw something up. He even fell down, but he got the knowledge to get back up and score that touchdown. So I give you that. The defense was keeping Jaguars where they are. The defense with their takeaways have really changed the trajectory of this team from a team that's usually 1-4 to them being 4-1. So at this point, you're staying at number 7 because, like I said, I got to see a little bit more here. I'm still not sold on Trevor Lawrence there, but ETN's doing great. I'm seeing Travis Henry, take it to another level on both sides of the ball there. And then you actually got Brian going in the last one there. So I'm cautiously optimistic, but right now you're staying at number 7. And number 6, you got to give them credit. The San Francisco 49ers. They are so beat up. However, they now have a quarterback controversy, if you think about it. Mac Jones is 3-0 this year. This guy is dragging a leg behind him off the field. He is giving everything he's got in every game. And let's be honest, just like Baker Mayfield, just like Sam Darnold, this guy is resurrecting his career. Maybe not in San Francisco because they just wrote a big check to Brock Purdy. However, there's going to be teams out there looking at him right now. I mean, if I'm Cincinnati, I'm looking to bring him in. If I'm, some of these other teams with injuries on quarterback, maybe Lamar's going to be out for a while. Maybe trade for him. Sorry about the yawning here. It's been a long week. But San Francisco, you're one of the better teams, but I can see it turning. You're kind of like Kansas City last year. You're doing enough to win and you keep getting the W. You're not doing it pretty, but you're getting the W's. And that's what I think about with San Francisco. So now we're going into the top 5. Dropping down from number 2 to number 5 is the Buffalo Bills. You dropped this far because it wasn't really close. You look at the score, it was. But the reality is you've been having issues with defense the entire season. So sorry about the yawning, guys. But this entire season, you have been dodging bullets. And against New England, you ran out of dodging. They had a lot more bullets. So basically, at this point here, we know what the offense can do. They can drop 30 points every game, and they tend to do it every game. We need to see the defense get healthier, and we need to see a little bit more killer instinct from Buffalo. Now you're 5th. I don't see you losing. Who you can play this week? This week you guys are playing Atlanta. Could be a good battle here. But if you pull out over Atlanta, you have a chance to move back up here. But you got to start working on that defense. The defense of the Buffalo Bills makes me a little nervous. Still, I consider you the top dog in the AFC. Number 4, my Philadelphia Eagles. Now, this was a long time coming, guys. And, now your record and your history is not going to save you. Now, tonight we got this is on Thursday. I'm doing this. Tonight we got the Giants. You should whoop up on the Giants. You need to, because defensively, you got some holes. You're not getting the pass rush you once had before. Your corners are holding up pretty good. Actually, I'm very happy with how the second corner has been doing. However, defensively, you're not getting the pass rush, and offensively, that offensive line is hurting. Dickerson's out again, and for some reason, you can't find the happy medium. Now, don't get me wrong. You got baby bitch boy AJ Brown. And I'm sorry, my dad and I get into arguments about this. AJ Brown, I want him to leave. I think if we trade him now, we get really good stock. You get some draft picks. You might even get a solid wide receiver in the mix there. I think he's more of a cancer because here's the point. In what world does Nick Sirianni or any offensive coordinator not run Saquon with a 14-point lead in the fourth? Every time you run Saquon, you run Saquon, you run Saquon, you run Saquon, take out time, take out time, take out time. The reason why they changed was because whiny bitch boy, A.J. Brown, was whining, and he knew, well, we got to keep getting him the ball. We got to keep getting him the ball. He's going to be upset, and you end up losing the game. I say because of A.J. Brown. I'm putting that on A.J. Brown and Deontay Smith, whatever, Smith, the midget boy. I put it on you two because shut the hell up. I could say something else. There's a whole song about it, but shut up. And every day you keep yapping and you're making it worse. Shut up. Let the coaches do their job. Run Saquon. I'm sorry. AJ, listen to me right here. Look into the camera. Ready? You're not the team. You're not the reason why they won the Super Bowl. Their defense won it and Saquon won it. Your job is to occupy the number one corner so the other two guys can get the ball, Dotson and Smith, or even Goddard. But your job is not to be if you want to be number one, man, you want to be number one? Cleveland would love you right now. Miami would take you. That'd be good for you. The Raiders are looking for somebody to complement Jacoby Myers. You would be a super. You're going to get 150 yards a game. You're not going to win shit. You're not going to win a ring. You're not going to be a champion. You're going to be a footnote. So just keep on yapping. I think you would look fantastic in Tennessee. Maybe go back to Tennessee. You got a relationship there. You can maybe win 5 games a year. Yeah. Oh, you don't want to do that? Philly's your home? Then shut the hell up. Shut up. All right? So the Eagles had to drop down to 4 because they blew the game because AJ wouldn't shut up. I want the ball. Go home. I'd bench your ass. I'm serious. I'd bench your ass. But today, they're 4th. Hopefully they can turn the ship around against the Giants. They got a good defense there. They got corners. So AJ might not get the ball as much. Yeah, you can tell I'm hating on AJ. But they're 4th. Let's go look at number 3. Number 3, my new favorite team. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You want to know why they're my favorite team? There's no crybabies. Mike Evans never complains when he's Godwin, never. The rookie's too classy to do it. So 3 winning wide receivers, and you got a quarterback. There's some issues with Jalen. Jalen Hurts is a great running back. Not sure if he's a great quarterback. Misses wide open things. Meanwhile, Baker hits his target. Baker threads the needle. Baker is what a quarterback should be, and the league needs a lot more Bakers, less AJ Smith. All right. So not AJ Smith, AJ Brown. See, I don't even know his name. I don't care about his name. But yeah, great victory. Probably one of the best games of the year. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Glad that Tampa got this. But as you can tell, Seattle just barely dropped. Great overall game there. And this week, who they got? Tampa Bay's got San Francisco. So this is going to be good because we can actually see how legit San Francisco is against the team. Now, the problem with Tampa Bay right now is they got a lot of injuries. Bucky's still questionable. Evans isn't coming back yet. The line is still not 100%. So Tampa's doing this with a makeshift there. But when you're talking about, going to the Super Bowl, Eagles, Detroit, you got to throw Tampa Bay into that mix. I think they are a great overall team here. Number 2, who the hell saw this coming? It's got to be the Colts. I was sitting there looking, usually 1 and 2, I always look at it as being the top teams in conference. Because if you notice, the last 3 were NFC teams, the Eagles, the Tampa Bay, well, you got Buffalo there and stuff like that, San Francisco. So to me, looking there, the most consistently good team in the AFC has been, pretty much the Indianapolis Colts, guys. So that just blows me away. But you know what? They're solid. Running attack, passing attack, not making the mistakes. The defense has been fantastic. The offensive line is keeping Danny Dimes Indiana Jones completely clean. All in all, Indianapolis, I got to put you at number 2. And that means number 1. Let me check something real quick here. Boom, boom, boom. Number 1. Where are you? There's image. Boom, boom, boom. I forgot to do something quick there. All right. We're going to remove that real quick here. So number 1 is the Detroit Lions, guys. You got to think about a team that is playing the best football right now. How do you not pick the Lions? Seriously. On all, they had that little stumble with Green Bay in the beginning, which, they look pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. But Detroit, the last 4 games, beyond dominant. There has been every game they have won on every aspect of the game. Special teams, defense, offense, running attack, passing attack, pass coverage, defense coverage. They are the best overall team. I'd probably even put them above, even if the Eagles won the way Detroit's playing. I'd probably have them bumping the Eagles, even if the Eagles were undefeated. That's how good of a team that they have right here. So there you go. That is that. Let me go here. Boom. Boom. All right. So once again, guys, let's tell you, we had 3 teams drop out. We had the LA Chargers, the Pittsburgh Steelers for no fault of their own, and the Green Bay Packers, every fault of their own. Our honorable mentions are the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. Our number 10 team is the Washington Commanders. They are nipping at the Eagles' heels. Number 9, I think this is the best team in the AFC West, the Denver Broncos. Number 8 is the LA Rams. I expected so much more from you. Hopefully you can pull it together. But at this point, getting a little bit nervous there, Rams. Number 7, Jacksonville Jaguars. Amazing statement win against Kansas City Chiefs. Can you maintain it? Number 6, San Francisco Niners. They're doing it with the injuries. They're 4-1 with these injuries. What happens? They have the easiest schedule in the league. What happens when they get healthy? Number 5, dropping down for number 2 is the Buffalo Bills. Clean up that defense, guys. Eagles, bench A.J. Brown. And I'll put you number 1 right now, even before you play another game. But at this point, Eagles tonight, let's see what you guys can do. Number 3, the Buccaneers, baby. Baker's bacon. Number 2, the Indianapolis Colts. You got to call it the way you see it. And right now, they are the best team in the AFC. And number 1, the Detroit Lions. So, guys, boom. Tomorrow or later on today, we're going to drop our picks for week 6. They're actually right here. And guys, sorry about the delay. I'll try to do better next week there. But one more time, fly, Eagles, fly. Baker's got a bake. And of course, Buffalo Bills, just keep doing what you're doing. Just do a little bit better on defense. Thank you.